Hello and welcome to Mark No Horsemanship. Here we are with Jasper again. Just did a video on Jasper yesterday, but I was in here just kind of riding him around just now and thought I'd show y'all what we've been working on. Jasper's a pretty neat horse. He's a little out of shape. He ain't been rode in about 5 years. I started doing some rollbacks with him on the fence. I really like to start a rollback on the fence. It really teaches them that they can do it, and it kind of gives them not much of a choice but to do it, because they got the fence in front of them. Now, a lot of people would think that was cheating and everything, but all I'm trying to do is teach the horse that he can do it first. Now, the way we started doing it yesterday a little bit, or showing you yesterday, was these simple turnarounds right here of putting your outside rein and your outside leg on. I'll do that again. Just get him walking in a circle right here. Keep that nose tipped. Now I'm going to start applying the outside rein and the outside leg and teaching him to come around in that. And like I said yesterday in my video, I wasn't trying to teach. I'm not a reining horse trainer. I'm not a cutting horse trainer. I'm just an all-around horseman that likes to put a good handle on a horse. So for the people that would like to critique this and say that he's not crossing over correctly up front and all that, I understand that, but I'm not, to be frank with you, I'm just not really that concerned about it right now. We'll work on that later. So I'm going to show you what we do on this side the same. I'm going to tip that nose to the inside, put this outside rein on him, and this outside leg is a little bit more less athletic on this side, and that's okay. But he's doing it. Now on top of that, we'll also come in here and we'll teach him how to what? Keep this hind quarter moving too. See, now I've separated that. There's a line where my leg is right here. It separates from the rear end, the hind quarters, from the front end. So I've just separated that. Now we're going to get him to pivot on his front end and move his hind quarters over. And right here we're going to get him to pivot on his rear end and move his forequarter over. It's all about leg position. But what I'm going to do on this fence right here, the reason I showed you that first, is so you'll know what my cues are with my legs when I go to working on the fence. So in other words, as I come around and as I turn him into the fence, first I'm going to drive him into it. That's important right there. I had a man teach me this, gosh, probably 25 years ago, and it stayed stored in the back of my head for years, and then one day I finally decided to give it a go. But you want to drive him into it. In other words, when I get ready to turn him into the fence and get him to sit down and bring that front end over, then I'm going to drive him into that. I'm going to drive him up in the bridle, and that's going to drive his front end or his rear end under him to where he's working off of his rear end, and he's got more stability, and he's got more balance, and he's got more power to be able to come out of that. So we'll just get him trotting around through here first. And what I'm going to do right over here on this fence is I'm going to get him to working right here. I'm going to drive him. Right, boom, right there. We can get him working right here a little bit. Got to get old Jasper's attention. I'm going to drive him into this one. Right there, boom. And really get this horse working here. Right here, we're going to drive him into this one. Alright, not too good. We'll do another one. We'll drive him into this one. Right there, boom. Get that front end, or that rear end, up and under him to where he's working off of it. Drive him here, right here, get that front end over. And it ain't going to look the best. It ain't going to look the best the first few times. Jasper's probably never done it before. And so he's doing pretty good for him not to ever do it. So I'll just slow it down right here and show you with more detail what I'm doing. I think you'll be able to see it better over here on this fence line. So all I'm doing is coming around through here, and what I'm going to do is start tipping his nose here But I'm gonna drive. And then when he commits to that, I'm putting my outside leg, well, after you commit to the turn, it becomes your inside leg. But anyway, putting the opposite leg of the way we're turning on him in the rein too, and we're pushing that front end over. So like right here, we're going to drive. I'm going to use that leg and that rein and bring that front end around. So I'll do it a couple more times. We'll do it over here on this fence line. We'll drive him right there and bring that front end around. Do it over here one more time for you. Just get him in a little jog right here. Drive. Bring that front end over. So, the reason I like to do it is because if I ever were to want to use this horse for cow horse or working cattle, let's just say that I always use this example. Let's just say this lot right here, or this is a cow horse lot. Let's just say we got some mamas and some calves in here, some mama cows and their calves, and it's weaning day, and I need to separate calves from mama. I can set this up to where, let's just say we got a calf and a cow coming down this fence line right here. The cow's first, she's first in line, and the calf's behind her. There may be a good chance for me to get what? Boom, right there in between them, and send the cow that way, and send the calf this way. And usually you got two people doing it, and one person will take the cow, and one person will take the calf. But there's usually only one that separates. And I'll do that again for you here. Say, again, you got a cow and a calf coming down through here, and you see a good opportunity to get in between them. See, I can move that front end right over right there. Calf going that way. My partner, whoever that may be, comes along. He takes the cow, or she takes the cow, and I finish up with the calf and put it where it's going. So that's just an example of the way that this little, I guess you could call it maneuver, works. So I hope you got something out of that, but before you start doing it, you need to make sure that your horse is what? That he's light, that he's not pulling, he's not pushing up against you in any way, shape, or form, and then make sure he's good laterally, make sure he's good vertically, or he'll break at that pole, and look, that's just no pressure at all. Look at my reins, how loose, and then he'll come up out of there a little bit. You know, you got to have these horses working for you a little bit. Wait on him to break over at that pole. Look how loose that is. And I'm going to wave my legs, get a little speed out of him here. We'll juice him forward. Set him down again. So you got to have all this stuff sort of working for you. And he still needs some polishing and some fine tuning, but Jasper's going to be all right. So I hope that helped you with the rollbacks. He was actually doing pretty real ones before I started videoing, and I kind of wore him out, I guess. He's a little bit out of shape. But he was doing some beautiful rollbacks before I started videoing. Every time I get that camera out, they make liars out of me. So, but that's all right. We'll get him better, and I'll shoot y'all another one in a few days of his progress. But for now, I appreciate you watching, and God bless you.